Sammy Jack was a class individual. He had a great moral and core value system. People say, well, football builds character, and I always said, bullshit. You know, mamas and daddies and coaches or someone along in their early childhood that helps them learn a core value system. And he was one that had a good value system that was given to him by his family. Football didn't have a damn thing to it.
Sam was I guess, considered the middle child. I'm the youngest, Larry's next to youngest, and we have our older sisters, Wanda and Brenda. We grew up out in Cherry Tree. It's a little community about 3 miles south of here. Sam was probably 5, 6, and then he went to live with our cousins for the summer, went down and stayed with them down in Weatherford, Texas. And he come back and he was like 6'1", and then he just kept growing. I mean, I think he was probably 6'6".
Sam was the best football player that Stilwell High School has ever produced. He was a giant among men. At 6'7", weighed about 250 pounds. He dominated the field when he walked out there. His size alone got the attention of all of the college coaches in the United States.
I was head coach at Oklahoma, and Larry Lacewell was recruiting Eastern Oklahoma. And he told me, you know, there's a kid over at Stilwell, Oklahoma. He passes the eye test. He's a big, tall kid, 6'5", 6'6", and he's about 270. He's probably going to be a 300-pounder, and he can run. I went with Larry to see Sammy Jack. It was in February, so blustery, cold day. And we went to a little Stilwell cafe, and I moved all the chairs out of the way. Sammy Jack and his family came in, mom and dad and him, and met him for the first time. And I said, Sammy Jack, I'm gonna put you through a few drills. It's too cold to go outside, and the wind was blowing, sleeting and all. And so I had him do a lot of dipsy-doodle, back pedal, get the stance, do some things that probably are illegal by NCAA, but I was gonna make a decision that day on whether I was gonna offer him a scholarship. And I was impressed with his footwork and what he could do. He was actually the only offensive line starter from Stilwell, Oklahoma, one of the small slap classifications, but that was a tribute to him and his athletic ability and talent we recognized.
Football at Oklahoma is also something to remember. The stars who have been and those who will be.
OU had been a power for quite some time, thanks to Bud Wilkinson. They turned to Barry Switzer. He was part of an OU team that had just come off a, for them, modest winning record.
Sammy Jack was an outstanding player for us. He was an outstanding offensive line.
When Sammy and I came in, you know, it was a decade where we had a lot of success. I was a kicker, and he really didn't like kickers that much, but I guess he liked me, so we kind of got along right from the start.
Well, he's a great player. When you're an offensive lineman, you're kind of overlooked. No one pays any attention to the offensive linemen. All they do is go out and do their job and help produce 500 or 600 yards a game rushing. And
if he wasn't doing his job, you weren't hearing about Billy Sims or J.C. Watts either.
Sammy Jack, big Sammy Jack. I can recall when I first got to OU, he was offensive lineman, and that was the biggest Native American I had ever seen in my life. But Sammy Jack, I mean, what a great blocker, great player, and he was just totally about the team.
We had a great football team. We won 8 consecutive championships and Big 8 conference.
He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and the San Diego Chargers were very interested in him, and he played as a starter until '87.
They'd get to play on Monday nights, and that would always give you a chill, because it was like, you'd hear that Monday night music, and it's like, wow, that's my brother playing on, you know. You play high school, and then you wanted to play college, and to move up into the NFL was just, that was just everybody's dream.
He was certainly proud to have been a professional football player, but I don't think he really ever realized how big a role he had on the Cherokee community, the Stilwell community, and the kids.
Sam did come back to his alma mater as a coach and as a special ed teacher. We were very proud of Sam and his work with special ed students.
When we originally thought about building a camp, I brought up that a really good friend of mine, Sammy Jack Claphan, is a special ed teacher. It'd be great to honor him and name one of the cabins after him, the Sammy Jack cabin. And so the leadership, they met about it, and they decided just to call the whole camp Claphans.
Camp Claphans is just like any other summer camp, except we do things a little bit differently because we are a summer camp for kids with developmental disabilities.
Oh, he'd be honored. He'd be honored. He'd probably maybe be a little bit embarrassed too.
2001, he passed away with apparently a heart attack. Just hard to imagine losing a brother, a sibling.
To lose him was a huge, huge travesty. Sad, sad day.
He was just a gentle soul. To this day, I miss him.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good.
He was playing right tackle right there. It was real amazing that, you know, looking back on his career, you know, he played these kind of the hallowed grounds of football in America.
He accomplished a lot within his life, you know, and like we said, a lot of people don't get to do that.
He lived a life that probably every American boy would want to live.